Once again, there's a lot going on in the gospel reading for today. Lots of people and perspectives and dynamics all playing into this scene, and therefore our experience of it and what we'll take away from it. But that's a parable for you. At the center of the parable for today is this party, this wedding banquet. And there are people who don't want to go, or don't think they can go, or something. In any case, they refuse the invitation in favor of their business or their farm or another day's work. Maybe they don't know what they're missing. Or maybe they do. Maybe they do catch a glimpse of what could be this party, this time of honor. I mean, they're invited to a king's party after all. And at the very least, fun. But they turn away, thinking they have to do this instead. And some of them refuse in the most emphatic and frankly violent way possible. Again, as with last week's parable. And for their reply, they are responded to in kind. There is a limit to what is allowable. So then we're back to the party. And who does show up? Who goes? Everybody else. Everyone you wouldn't expect is brought in to enjoy this amazing feast and fun and everything you would imagine at a party of this level. Except that one person who isn't wearing the wedding robes. Now, there's a lot we could speculate about why or what, but really that isn't answered by him or anyone else. Whether it's really that big of a deal is answered by the reaction that he gets. It is. It is a big deal, a big enough deal to be kicked out. We can almost get the feeling that somehow he maybe isn't being appropriate or even respectful by doing this. This is something that isn't acceptable. Again, there's a limit to what is allowable. And on another level, this is a little bit of, you get the party you show up for. Now, obviously, that doesn't work, for all times and places and everything, but for this parable and for a lot of situations, we can see something of that ringing true. Bringing an air of disrespect, being rude and or inappropriate, maybe expecting that this will be terrible or stuffy or just not for him. The guest shows up in a way that reflects that attitude and gets exactly that. If you cross your arms and roll your eyes, don't be surprised when that's what you find. Thinking that this is another thing to do, a waste of time better spent elsewhere, a place you don't want to be, don't be surprised when you find that's what it is. Is a meeting, for example, a chance to put a plan together and do some real work for something you hope to see happen? Or is it just another annoyance on the calendar? And if you take an attitude like that to the extreme, acting in a way that is openly terrible or to the extent that behavior affects others at the event or meeting, that isn't okay. And maybe another thought about the ones at the beginning who refused could be that they would have been expected to dress up, have fun, be part of the party, and they maybe just didn't want to make the effort. Parables. Lots of perspectives and possibilities. But we've been focusing on the people who didn't go or didn't want to be there. What about those who did? Everyone who attended with a sense of openness or joy or even gratitude to be there and present for this event and everything it contained. I bet they had so much fun. I bet they told and retold stories about that party for the rest of their lives. I bet if they got another invitation, they went again. Maybe even brought some friends with them. Because they also probably got the party they showed up for, too. We're starting our stewardship series this week, and as we do, I hope we take a moment to reflect on this, to think about when we show up, what are we showing up for? What do we bring, and how does that affect what we experience while we're there? How does it affect what others find? What is the party we're showing up for? Because we are invited.